Welcome to Functional Horsemanship. This post is in response to a question I got concerning if a Sharps rifle, and this is a Sharps rifle, actually a Sharps carbine, would make a good saddle gun. Well, Sharps rifles and trapdoor Springfields and trapdoor carbines serviced the cavalry about 150 years ago. But a gun like this, a true Sharps design, which was designed in 1848 actually, is really only a single shot rifle. You know, much like a lever action, you actuate a lever, it drops a loading block. In this case, you have a large caliber cartridge. This is a 45-70, which is the most common caliber for Sharps. It's also called 45 government. Oh, but anyway, that cartridge goes into the chamber like this. Push it in, actuate the lever, and then you have to cock it. And then take your sight picture, you pull the trigger. Sometimes they have two triggers, which are set triggers. After the round's fired, you have to actuate that lever, which pulls the cartridge out a little bit. You have to use your fingernail to pull it out and load another one. So it's a single shot rifle as opposed to like a true lever action rifle, which would have a tubular magazine. It would be a true repeater. You can lever, ejecting a round and lever a new round back in there. So I'm not a big fan of single shot rifles unless you're on a particular specific hunting trip. These rifles here, this is a 29-inch barreled gun. It weighs 10.5 pounds. Your typical lever action, even an 1895 Marlin in 45-70, weighs about 8 pounds. So you save several pounds by getting a repeating lever action as opposed to this big long barreled or even a short barreled carbine. Some of these rifles, variations of it, again, this is a 29-inch barreled gun. Sometimes they'll be in 32 inches. The carbines are generally in 22 inches, but it's a heavy gun. Usually come in really heavy calibers, which you really don't need unless you're going after buffalo or grizzly bear. And it's kind of unwieldy. But if that's all you have, I'd feel comfortable with it. That's what the cavalry had for many years. Although, why they carried them on the saddle, they carried them much like you saw me, between your legs and between the horn. Like this, sometimes they put a saddle ring on there and tied it off to the side of their saddle. But when they were in combat on horseback against usually the Indians, they normally had a tendency to use their 6-shot black powder or later cartridge revolvers and their sabers as opposed to a single shot rifle. So if that helps you out, then good, you have a safe journey. You too, Junior.